Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're the top third of the Chof. The line starts with the word Atik Shebebina. And essentially, we are talking about the Madrege of Torah, as is described in the Pasuk. And also Al Yubal Yishar of Shalosho. Effectively pointing out that in Torah there are different levels in Torah. Ultimately, in Torah there is a gili of Atik. Except that Atik itself, there are different levels at which it is expressed, it is revealed. There is the Eitz HaChaim within among the Eitzim, among the other spheres. That's the way it is in Zoh. And then there is the Inyan, the way it is in Bina, Atik Shebebina. And then there is Atik Mamash. In Bina, this is the Inyan from Shar Hanun to Bina. This is what we were talking about yesterday. Shar Hanun, it says that in Bina there are Hamishim Share Bina, 50 gateways of Bina. And we discussed yesterday the 40, that I want to go a little bit, even though this is Kabbalah is nonetheless, we should just have a little bit of a handle. Bina, in contrast to Chokhmah, has a structure. Although Bina is a direct recipient from Chokhmah, and there is in Bina the recognition of the highest in Yom Adon from Atik, but even that, it is recognized upon the basis of a full structure. This is like one goes through a whole series of pathways and not recognizing how each is leading to the ultimate, to the summit. But afterwards, when you reach the summit, you see, this is what this whole structure was about. This is the way it is in Bina. There's a whole structure of, this is the 49 gateways. This is because this is 49 is 7 times 7, which means it's a structure that is based and composed on the realities of the spheres of Chesed, Gvura, Tiferes. Now, let me explain this term that I said. The reality of the sphere is Chesed, Gvura, Tiferes. There is Seichel and Midas. And And we know that there is a very significant difference between Seichel and Midas, even though Seichel leads to Midas. And Midas recognize Seichel. In Friedrich Rebbe's Siches and Mamorim, there is an expression very common that Seichel is very cold. What does it mean Seichel is cold? It's a tremendous insight. It is cold in the sense that you know this in the Seichel, and you know it very clearly, but it does not compel you to go further with it, to action. It's cold. It doesn't have that life element demanding that you should go further with it and through and with it. And as we know, we discussed many times, excuse me, that in Seichel essentially what you are relating to is, and your relationship with that which you are which you know is at arm's length. You know about it. It is not something that you, and that is one thing. You find out about it. In Midos, even though Midos are lower than Seichel, but there is an essential inyan in Midos that speaks about the actual chayus, because Midos actually take the whole person, and it's compelling to go further into machshava dibur u'maisa. Midas lead to the ultimate actualization, ultimate reality. And the reason that Midas have that compelling element and that highest is because Midas are actually reflective of Atik. Midas are reflective of Rotzen HaNefesh. Even though we always say that Seichel is also based on Rotzen, Seichel is based on the Chitzonius of Rotzen. Now, you recognize how things are. Whereas Midas, this is the actual life element and the force of Rotzen. This is B'kitzer Desinyan. So, the 49 gateways of Bina are all based on the seven pathways, on the seven midos, 7 ways that you could understand that takes structure. But the ultimate reality is first recognized at the 50th case. The 50th, this is where you recognize that all these 49, what was the highest behind it is a principle that is really above all of them. This is the 50th. This is the Atik that is Mizgali in Bina. Okay. So we are going to start at the line that begins Atik Shebebina, which is a third down the page, Chof. Okay, so this came in explaining why by Matan Torah there was a Kol Shofar. Because Shofar has the Inyan from Yovel. Yovel is alluding to the Shnaz HaChamishim, the 50th year. And the 50th year is alluding to the 50 gateways of Bina, the ultimate gateway, the 50th. V'zeh inyan the Kol Shofar who bo min ha-meitzer. This also explains in the principle why the Kol Shofar comes min ha-meitzer. It comes from contrition, from a narrow place. Mokim tsar, a narrow place. What is the principle of a narrow place? So, normally we say min ha-meitzer. There are many implications in this narrow place. There's implication in a narrow place, like in tshuva, that one feels a lack of expression, a lack of hispashtus because he is deeply troubled as an from nature. This is, so to speak, the negative element of nature. Then there is now that we're saying that Kol Shofar represents Shar HaNun of Dina, there is the higher element of Meitzer, Mokim Tsar. What does the Mokim Tsar represent at the higher level? Hainu Bechinas Atzmus Ein Soibon. Mokim Tsar is actually relating to Atzmus Ein Soib. While Atzmus Ein Soib, the Leis Machshavet Tvisabay. Because Atzmus Ein Soib cannot be grasped. So from the Bina perspective, what the Indian from Bina is to grasp and to understand, Atzmus Ein Soib is not graspable. There's no access to it. And therefore this is called Mokim Tsar. Inyan Kol Shofar the Matan Torah, and thus the principle behind the of the Kol Shofar of Matan Torah. Ubigdei lechaber Beis hahafochim the Rotzer v'Shuv. It is in order to facilitate the chibur, the union between the two opposite aspects of Rotzer v'Shuv. What is that? Where does this come in all of a sudden? The Hinay Batoiro Yesh Gamkin Bechinas Chesed Gvura. In Torah itself, there are also these two aspects of Chesed and Gvura. Shehein Rotzu v'Shuv. Chesed and Gvura are Rotzu and Shuv. Now, in simple terms, Chesed and Gvura, he said, Mimine Eish Dos Lomi, that Eish Dos, that the Torah is Eish Dos, is the Das, the law coming from fire. Fire rises upwards. Fire is the Indian from Rotzu. Fire seeks to incorporate itself in its source totally all the time. Chesed, on the other hand, Chesed is the union of Mayim, is the union of descending downwards, and Giluin Lamatam. This is the Rotzu and the Shuv. The fire is the Rotzu, and the Chesed, the Gvura is the Rotzu, and the Chesed is the Shuv. V'achiber v'yiskalus b'hem, and the joining and interrelationship, inter-inclusion b'hem, amongst these two aspects of Torah. Zehu alidei gilui oir ho'elyoin hanimshech alidei haTorah. That is affected by the gilui, by the effect of the gilui, of revealing the higher elim, oir ho elyon, and oir elyon that is higher than both chesed and gvura. That is nimshach alidei haTorah. That also it comes through the Torah. Bechinas v'chol nisim v'seho sholem kanal. This is the inyan of sholem that comes through Torah. V'sehu inyan kol ha-shofar. Hamshachas bechinas asmus einisoy baru. Thus, the inyan from kol ha-shofar, as we said, that kol shofar comes min ha-meitzar. And meitzar is an allusion to the inyan of asmus, mokim tzar. So kol ha-shofar represents the hamshocha of asmus from asmus ein sof. Liyos bechinas ha-yichud va-hiskalus, to affect the yichud and the hiskalus. V'zehu sheha-shofar hoyo me'elu shel Yitzchak. That also explains in the fact that the shofar at Matan Torah was of the realm of Yitzchak. Diksi vayakud oisoi mimalo eitzim. That Yitzchak, he was tied by Yaakov, he was tied down, and then he was placed mimalo eitzim, above the wood. Bechinas Eis HaChaim Beis Hadas, which is the two dargers of Eis HaChaim Beis Hadas, Shehein Zun Behu Ho'eis HaSholem Beyiskalu Shnei. And this, the Elish Yitzchok, this is what brings peace and Yiskalus and interconnectivity between the two of them. Derech Zeh Yuvon Yin HaShefer Rosh Hashanah. So the Shefer Rosh Hashanah is similarly, it has a similar quality. Ki hinei v'nohar yetzim yedim hashkes hagon hoya b'reish hashon. This union, as it says in the Apostle, by the creation, v'nohar yetzim yedim, that a river comes forth from Eden hashkes hagon to water the garden. This was b'reish Hashanah. Why? B'yem b'rei Odom Harishon, the day that Odom Harishon was created. Rosh Hashanah mistalek b'china zu. Rosh Hashanah, each Rosh Hashanah, when it comes around again, this b'china rises upwards. And Mishkosa b'zeyar emoir. Daf Tzadik Tes Sefer Medal, it says in Zeyar, Kad ahu shofar ilo yistalek v'lei nohir libnin. When this shofar rises upwards and it doesn't shine, the shofar ilo hu bechinas yevel bechinas v'nohir yetzi. B'chol Rosh Hashanah nimshach ha'er al shono achas. Rosh Hashanah, the oil is nimshach for 1 year. Remes ledover l'hashkes es hagon. The remes in the fact that this hamshocha is for 1 year, because it says l'hashkes es hagon, to water the gan. Gan means the garden, and gan also has the numerical value of 53. What is the 53? Gans Dorim Deiraisa. There are 53 Sedres, Parshas in the Torah. Shehem Nikroim B'Shona Achas. The 53 Parshas that are read in 1 single year. Tzichim Hamshich Mechodosh B'Zehu Al Di HaShefer. That is, Rosh Hashanah has to be Nimshach afresh. Ach lefishe v'masim asher lo yitovim goyimim v'nohar yechra v'yovish, because of negative active actions, bad actions, because that the nohar yechra v'yovish and the river should dry up. Therefore, we have to reach up to that which is higher than the nohar, the source of the nohar. Like in the case when a river dries up, so you have to dig deeper to bring forth more water into the nohar.
It sounds like a contradiction you're saying.
Okay, believe me,
Okay.
we are going to We're not gonna resolve it. The Harei HaNohar Yetze Meyeden Utzrichim HaHamshich Mibchinas Eiden Mikedem. The Nohar comes from Eden. And then when that dries up, when that resource dries up, you have to be Mamshich from Hayden Eden Mikedem. The original Eden, Hayden Bchinas Pnimis HaKeser Mamash, from the Pnimis of Keser. Not the way the Keser is Nimshach into the Bina, Nohar. But the Kedem Pnim is the origin of that Eden. Zeho Mash HaMitzvah B'Rashon Kippurim B'Kfufim. This is why that the mitzvah of Rosh Hashanah is B'Kfufim. B'Kfufim means bent. The shofar has to have a bend in it. The whole madekayef inish daite tfei mal. The Lashon in Zeher that as much any amount that the person bends his das, there's a mila, there's an advantage. The derech tefillah leoni, similar to what it says. There's a tefillah leoni. There's a capital team that begins Tefillah Oni, the prayer that is expressed by the Oni, by the poor. Shalamayla mitfillah l'meisha, which is higher than Tefillah l'meisha. Tefillah l'meisha, this meisha is Oshir, and Tefillah Oni is higher than the Tefillah l'meisha. Mishkosim u'mokimach. Shaldei sha'ashefer kofuv, because as a result of the fact that the shefer is bent, mamshich me'mayla yesem me'yetzem ha'shefer. So then it draws from a higher level than the shefer itself. Hainu, that they have kfifo shelamato mamshichim kaviyocha b'chinas akifil ma'ilo, hu b'chinas atzimtzum. The kfifo shelamato is a mamshich, so to speak, the kfifo that the bending above, that there should be a bending above. What is bending above this in atzimtzum? Li is amshocha b'chinas v'nohar yetze. So there should be amshocha from Nohar Yetze, from the origin of this Nohar. Yesh lema gam kein shezeh b'chinas pifas ho atzmus kaviyochel amshocha b'chinas eidem mikedem. That actually represents pifas ho atzmus, the bending of atzmus. All right. V'api hanal yuvan. With all of the above, we will be able to understand Klolus or Ayin, the Yom Tov Shel Rosh Hashanah B'Shabbos ain't taken. The principle that Rosh Hashanah that comes out in Shabbos, we don't blow shofar. The Hine Lefi Anal, because according to what we just now explained, Klolus in HaShofar Hu Laham Shebechinas Nor Yetzim Yedem. The principle of shofar is to be mamshich from Nohar. The Nohar comes either from Eidem, and then beyond that, the Eidem in the origin of the Eidem, Mikedem. See, by Shabbos it says, V'korosol Shabbos Einig. The Shabbos is called Einig. And Einig is Rosh Tevis, Eidem, Nohar, and Gam. Eidem, Nohar, and Gam, which is the three madrigas that we spoke about. Eden is Eden Mikedem, this is the origin. And Nohar is the Amshocha in Bina. And Gan, this is Hatzim Shechim Zoh. Shemeyirim Begimel Sudas the Shabbos. And these are the three madrigas that are Meir and the three Sudas of Shabbos. Sudas are the Leil Shabbos Bechinas Gan. The Suda of the Shabbos, the Friday night, Leil Shabbos, the night of Shabbos, is Gan. Bosi Legani Yachoisi Kal, as is expressed in the posting of Bosi Legani. The Suda of Malishab of Friday night is called Gan, which is alluded in the posting Bosi Legani, because the Suda of Friday night, this is just out of Chayil, just out of the weekday. So in the weekday you were completely outside of Kedusha, and then on Friday night you come into Shabbos, This is Bosi. I just came into my garden. This is the garden that is the first madrega that you reach when you come from outside. B'shachris, and then in Shachris Meir beginners v'nohar yetze. Shachris, in other words, the Suda of Shabbos day. Then there is the second level of Nohar Yetze. This is the river, the Bina. Here Nohar b'kol mokim u'b'chinas Yisod. Nohar is the inyan from Yisod u'b'chinas Yosef. Ben Peiros Yosef. And Yosef is called Ben Peiros. He says, oh, Zachar Mozim, Ben Peiros Yosef. What is Yosef? Yosef is Yisod, and also now Yosef is the name for Nohar. Where we see that? Because there's in Hapros. There's in Hapros. This is the allusion from Memperos, who are Nohar the Miyikora. This is the original Nohar. There are four rivers coming from Eden, and so it enumerates three of them, and it says that. Then there is the fourth river is Pros. It says that the Pros, this is the original Nor, and from this Nor are subdivided the other three. The Huinya Musa de Shabbos is the Shabbos. Mincha de Shabbos and Mincha of Shabbos. Who beginners Raiva de Chol Raivin. This is the Raiva de Chol Raivin. Raiva de Chol Raivin means the desire of all desire, the highest level of Rotzen. Gilui bechinas Edom Mikedem. This is the Edom Mikedem. This is that with the origin of Edom. Zehu the Gimel Suda Shabbos Ayin Gimel Pa'omim Hayoim. That also is merumas in the fact that the three Sudas of Shabbos, the three meals of Shabbos, are alluded to in the Pasuk by saying the word Hayoim 3 times. For those who are not familiar with that, by the man, Shabbos the man didn't come down. We all know. So when the man didn't come down, the evening came to Moshe, and they had saved up from Friday a whole day's worth of man. Normally the man could not be saved overnight, but Friday, the ones that they had from Friday, it lasted. It didn't get spoiled. So when they came to Moshe in the morning, and the man didn't come down, so Moshe said that this man that you have saved up, this is what you should eat now. And in those psukim, the word Hayoim is mentioned 3 times. It says, Heichluho Hayoim, eat this today. Because this day is holy to Hashem. Hayoim leisim tzur basodeh. Hayoim, today you will not find the man in the field. So these 3 Hayoim, this is a remes on the 3 Sudas of Shabbos. So the first Suda is in the first Hayoim. Yichlu Hayoim, eat it today. Hayoim, Shabbos Kodesh Hayoim La Hashem, that this day is holy to Hashem. This is the second Suda. The third Suda, it says also Hayoim, and what does it say over there? Hayoim loisim tzur basodeh. You will not find it in the field. So the Suda Shlish is in the third Suda, Nemer Hayoim loy. That today, loy, today not. This is why that the Suda Shlish is, by us the meaning is not to eat the Suda Shlish, because it's Hayoim loy. That you should not eat. Hayoim is, this third Hayoim is higher than eating. V'hu inyan be'asrei lavurcha lemecha. This is alluding to the inyan that this is a higher level. This, as I said, this is a level of Edom Mikedem, and loy. This is not the place to eat. Why? Because be'asrei, in that place, lavurcha lemecha, it's not appropriate to eat. This is not a place for eating. What is the limit of eating? The ichlu reim hein avo. This is the person ichlu reim who sug the that reim friends he should eat. Who is the reim? Reim aravo avem this is chokhmah bina. Behu bechinas ataino k'meisha bo b'chokhmah bina. That is according to the way it is expressed in chokhmah bina. Behuinin is galus atik shirabina. This is what atik is galus bina. That is the gilu of atik. That even though this is comes from the pnimius of atik, nevertheless, we know sheyesh beis madreges b'chinas taino atzmi. Within taino atzmi itself, there are also two madreges. One is the taino atzmi at the level shebo b'murgosh, that it can be sensed. The habeis, and the second in the taino atzmi she'ein bo b'murgosh klal, but it cannot be sensed at all. So let me just, since we are going to be stopping now, I just want to comment on this thing and be clearly. This is does not lend itself to our discussion and all that, but the Indian from Atzmus, Tainako Atzmi, they mention many times that etzem is a non-presence. Presence must have the quality of gil, of expression. Etzem has no expression. Etzem is a primary truth. So in Tainuk Atzmi, which is etzem, the essential element of Tainuk. Perhaps, maybe tonight we'll discuss Tainuk Atzmi a little bit. So in Tainuk Atzmi, since we're talking about Atzmi, so Tainuk and Atzmi would seem to be contradicted. Tainuk means a sensing, an experience. Tainuk. And then he says Tainuk Atzmi. So he says that in Tainuk Atzmi there are two madrigas. There is Tainuk Atzmi that the Bob Murgosh, Al Kol Poni, that even though it's Atzmi, but there is a sense of it, and then there is the higher element in Tainuk Atzmi, She'enei Bob Murgosh, which does not even have any sense of sensing it. All right, maybe we'll interrupt here and we'll be able to discuss in each tonight a little bit about this Tainuk Atzmi. Okay. Have a good day, and we'll meet tonight again.
It's interesting that
Stando